Good afternoon. I'm Dan Hawkins, Majority Leader of the Kansas House of Representatives, and today I am joined by Representative Chris Croft from Johnson County. And Chris comes to us with a lot of experience in an area many people don't have a chance to experience, and that's military experience. He retired from the military, which brings a lot of experience to the legislature as he tries to get certain bills passed. And today we're going to talk about House Bill 2506. And what is 2506?
So 2506 is a reciprocal occupational licensing bill.
Yeah, that's a lot of words there. But it's actually a very good bill, and it's going to allow people in the military, their spouses, to do certain things. Could you share with us, number one, why did you even look at bringing this bill?
So for me, as I've gone through my whole military career, for myself personally, with my family, and now my daughter who went through that, but then also as a commander, having a bunch of soldiers, working with them, seeing how as they've moved around, it's been very difficult for the family members to continue their profession when they move around, especially if they want to be together. If they want to be separated, then they can stay where they're at and do that. But we never like that, and it never seems to work out very well. Right. And this is a big push by the Department of Defense to get all the states online and doing this, and this puts us out ahead of everybody else in doing this. So
what exactly does this bill do?
So this bill, it kind of expands. So 5 years ago, Kansas put on the books a bill to allow military spouses to get some reciprocal licensing, but it was really never implemented very well. And so this bill expands on that and makes it so they do get it, but it also does it in a faster time frame. Before they had 60 days plus, it could take a lot longer. This is in 15 days once a completed application is done. But what we also do is we recognize that many times the military is out there and we test things first with military folks. And since we've tested it, it's out there, and where we have done it, it's worked well. We've also now expanded that to the rest of people that want to come into Kansas, and professionals that are out there operating today that say, you know what, I'd like to move to Kansas. Great place to live, great people, good infrastructure. I want to move here. And it eases that and recognizes that as people move across the borders, their knowledge, skills, and experiences don't go away, but that they're actually bringing that skill to this state. And that's what this bill does.
So really what we're talking about here, Chris, is a military member. Let's say their spouse is an accountant, and they've been licensed in some state to be able to and pass their accounting board and are able to operate. They come here and then they need to get a new license, and sometimes that can be quite a while. This actually short circuits that, or maybe I should say speeds up that time frame to where they can become a productive part of this state very quickly. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. And it doesn't require the military member, the spouse, or the veteran in this process to become a resident, recognizing that they come on veterans. We want them to become residents, but the ones that are military that are brought here by the nation, they don't have to maintain that residency, where everyone else, we do want them to have it. Now, what this bill also doesn't do is if there's already pacts out there or other agreements that are made with states, like right now we have 3,000 architects working here and only 800 plus actually are residents of Kansas. This will not short circuit those. Okay. Those things are still in existence. This is just another means to bring professionals to this state and grow the workforce, grow our talent base here, so that way we start to kick off our economic engine of this state.
So does this apply to virtually any person that has a license to an occupational license in? Could be hairdressers, could be doctor, could be dentist, like you said, architects, lawyers?
So this bill doesn't specifically address lawyers because they're managed by the judiciary branch. Okay. So that's the only occupation that's not included in this bill. I actually went to the Attorney General. He's like, yeah, do not do that. It won't be good for you.
Okay.
But it does apply to everybody else. Here's the key to that, though. Kansas must have a license. You can't say, well, in my state we have this, so Kansas is now going to create a license. That doesn't work that way.
Right.
It's Kansas licensing. If you have a state that you have a license, you can come here and work and get a Kansas license if you meet certain requirements.
Okay.
Now, if you're in a state that doesn't have a license, but you have a private license, then you have to have 2 years job experience and the other things, of background checks, be in good standing, and you can come here and get a Kansas license. If you're in a state that doesn't have a license and no private, then you can come here with 3 years experience and get a Kansas license if we have a license. Again, you cannot have Kansas create a license just because you have one in another state.
So this is actually going to be a great economic development type thing for us when it comes to occupations.
Absolutely.
Bringing people in. We're always hurting for those skilled workers. This brings a whole new element in that allows us to get the skilled workers that we need.
Right.
So that passed out of committee.
It did.
Yep. And so
it passed out of the committee in the House. And then this morning, the same bill with a little small tweak and some reporting passed out of the Senate Committee on Commerce as well.
And we anticipate it should come above the line pretty quick.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah,
we'll
so
see.
we'll try to help you with that. We'll get that above the line. Actually, hopefully in the next day or two, we'll get that above the line and hopefully get that across so people can start using this.
Now, Mr. Majority, one other thing that did come up is there's somewhere between, according to the figures of the Department of Commerce, between 42 and 65,000 occupational licensing jobs today that are empty. And that's what we're trying to fill. We're trying to fill this large number of occupational licensing positions that are available, licensed positions that are out there.
So this will be very helpful.
I hope so.
That's our objective. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be able to bring to you very shortly the good news that this is passed. Then it can go on to the Senate and be worked in the Senate and or conference committee and hopefully get it to the governor. So thank you for listening today. Stay tuned. We'll be back with some more videos soon. Thank you.